Hello, my lovelies. Melissa from Metropolitan Cosmetics. Today, I thought it a very good time to do more of a philosophical video, one in which we're not going to discuss product, but we're going to be discussing the human evolution from a spiritual perspective. Some of the wisdoms that I've acquired over time, I'd like to share with you, but I'd like us really to form almost a unit of understanding, a flow of knowledge, not perception, a flow of knowledge and truth, in order that I, the giver, am augmented in the giving, as are you, the receiver, in the receiving thereof. So the first big idea of today is heaven on earth. You might say, well, is that a figment of your imagination? Is that possible? I go further. I say it's our natural state of being, and I say it's absolutely inevitable that it's going to happen. The next term I speak of is a beautiful term. It's called Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because you are. And I can then take it a little further into a Sanskrit term, which is I am that, you are that, and all this is that, which means there's absolute oneness. In point of fact, we know that from a quantum physics point of view. I'm going to look at this talk on very many levels. There's levels within levels, so please be patient with me as I navigate through. I also wrote something down before I started, so I shall read that to you, and I have a few key words that I feel will keep me on the right track. So please be patient with me on that. So if we're taking this idea of heaven and earth, we could say, well, what does that look like? And we could say, okay, well, let's say, how do we want to feel if this is heaven and we are on earth? Well, success, happiness, love, fulfillment, health and wellness, wisdom, learning, intelligence, peace, all these wonderful things. We can say to ourselves, well, that sounds wonderful, but how do I do it? Where do I start? It's all very well spouting philosophy, but how do we do it? The first thing to do is start at the very beginning, because it's a very good place to start. And that is to look at, well, what are we actually feeling and what do we see the world to be? Are we having feelings of fatigue, stress, boredom, anxiety, anger, hate, lack of self-worth, no vision for the future, depression, frozen? If we have all of those things, it is the opposite pole of heaven and earth, and we need to look at why. The point is, heaven is a place that is awake. Hell is a place which is unconscious and asleep. So many times when we're feeling down and depressed, I need a holiday, I need a pill, I need a drink, I need to get out of here, I don't need this relationship, I don't want this job, that's my boss, everything's on top of me, it's a mess. Wherever you go, well, that's where you are, so there's no escape. The idea is to stop and to see where you stand. So if where you stand, you have all these feelings that are negative, it's time to wake up and to become conscious. And to also understand is if life is about learning and evolution, and every time you learn, you go up a level, like on Jacob's ladder, we could say that since we are evolving and changing in every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every year, till eternity, how is it that that which I am now is cast in stone and I am right? We are never right. We are always evolving. And that is the fundamental truth. Perceptions are not truth. Evolution, upward evolution, is truth. To become self-aware, meaning I am that, you are that, and all this is that, means a complete awakening. And we might say to ourselves, okay, so if I'm going to be awake, I'm going to see. But do we really see clearly? I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. It's a very, very big thought. It's about taking accountability and responsibility for everything that you are and realizing that everything you do is quantifiable and qualitable. It is law. In other words, the quality of your attention and focus and the quantity thereof will determine its manifestation. And so we could say to ourselves, okay, so if my thoughts are so powerful, do you know that my thoughts are images that I have made? Have you noticed that when you think something, you actually see in pictures? You see something. But I say this to you, if your thoughts are seen in images, are they real? Or are you bringing up a picture of the past? So whenever you think a thought and you think it's so real, it's not real. It's nothing but a past reflection of something that happened in the past. And as a result of that, you are blind to truly seeing with God's eyes. So the thoughts that you think, which are images that you've made in the past, create emotions. These make you feel a certain way. It's like a chemical trace in the body. And because we are quantum, everything knows about everything else. And everything you think is everything you become. So the thought that you think, which is based in the past, is a little movie magic mania, emphasis on mania, in the head conjures up this chemical storm, adrenaline, cortisol, fight and flight, depressed. I need a drink, I need a pill, the world is going mad. Why do they treat me like that? Why are people so horrible to me? Why can't I have my bliss? It's everybody's fault, you know. No. That which is like itself unto itself be drawn. So if your point of attraction is all this thought, electrical-based stimulation, emotion, magnetic-based cycle, you as an electromagnet draw more of what you've created in yourself by your own inner dialogue and inner movie magic mania, which in point of fact is a hallucination. It's not real, although you perceive it to be so. So the awakening to wake up, to become conscious, is to realize that and to take accountability for that. So how do I govern the thoughts that I think? Well, the first thing to do is to understand that those thoughts that you're thinking are not real and to choose better ones. My way of doing it is to adopt right practice. Right manner, right thinking, right concentration is, if you like, still part of the relative field. It's perception work until truth shows itself. So if I, being human, may fail, my failing allows me the possibility and the key to improve. So I will pick up my book. I will do my Course in Miracles. I will pray. I will read. I will learn. I will share. I will give. I will think of others kindly. I will practice that. I will put my mind through the wishy-washy of high-mindedness to improve myself. And with that, that which is like itself unto itself be drawn. We become very lucky. We work with natural law. We switch it on the unmanifest. In that place where God resides, as do we, our true self. So the beauty of giving up something that isn't real means you have, when people use the word surrender, that doesn't mean, oh, we surrender to the universe, now cough up. No. Surrender means I awaken, I release that which isn't true to make space for knowledge and true evolution. And when we give up something that is unreal, we are blessed and given the opportunity, and we become a magnet to truth. We walk the high road, and that's beautiful. The next little topic I want to discuss is, I say it like this: my attack thoughts are showing me a vengeful world. Taking accountability. You might think, oh, I don't have attack thoughts, not me. But if you're playing movies in your head and you only see a world of war and hate, disease, destruction, no hope, lack, not enough, suffering, it's a very vengeful world. It's a very scary place. Is that true? Now, because it's a very scary place, that scary place is a place that can attack you. You believe so in the movie Magic Mania. This place is dangerous. I can see these images. It's going to attack me. And then what you're doing in your outbreak is, I know that's self-defense. I'm justified. This is such a scary place, you know. It's going to attack me at any moment. I can lash back, offensive, defenses. This is self-defense. It's not, it's attack. Because the world is heaven on earth. Heaven is a decision that I must make. And when I release my thoughts that this is a vengeful world, I release my attack thoughts. Foes become friends. Enemies become friends. Ubuntu happens. And that is what it's about. It's time to release fear and stress, depression and illusion, and let it be replaced with grace. Before I go into the concept of the miracle, which is what heaven on earth is, I'm going to just read for you my definition of war. And I wrote it down and I read it to you. I trust that you will enjoy it. The word war stands for we are right, perpetuating the delusion that in point of fact there are two sides. Remember, I am that, you are that, and all this is that. There are no two sides. And it is the confusion that individual perceptions and ideals are in fact true. They are not. Any defense one raises in such a chaotic, insane state of affairs can and will be used as a weapon against the one wielding it, perpetuating the insatiable hunger for more war. I am right. This double-edged sword style of defense, after all, I'm under attack, is firstly an oxymoron. How can a weapon believe itself to be an instrument of peace? It's a total insane position. The only defense that makes sense and allows a return to a sane and truthful position is forgiveness to attack. Notice that that defense is not a weapon. There is no double edge. There are no sharp edges. This in itself is a true revelation, a heavenly truth. This becomes the undoing of the nightmare, which was never real in the first place, and a return to oneness, the only truthful position. I'd like to just close off by saying, it is only in the extension of truth that we really create. The only real truth is love, so that we only create through love. And when you give that form of creation, it is augmented in yourself and the giver. It is heaven on earth. I extend my love to you, and I'll see you soon.